and welcome back to Rory's workshop. Today we're doing something a little bit different. You'll notice I'm in the Discovery, and you'll probably notice that the toolbox is on the trailer. I'm going to do something out of the workshop. Well, in somebody else's workshop, in James's workshop. Today we're going to be doing a 200 TDI engine swap for Dave Lovejoy. His current engine has really low oil pressure for a 200, and it's getting to the point where he needs the car. So a couple of weeks ago I went out and collected another 200 TDI which has fantastic oil pressure tick over. Picked it up from Andy Young from Youngie, and yeah, fantastic. We tested the oil pressure there and then, and the oil pressure on the new engine was 65 psi at tick over, which is outstanding. Especially when you compare it to David's engine at the moment, David's current engine, which is giving 15 psi. So there's a little bit of difference between the two. So the plan today is for me to get to James's. I'm going to whip out the good engine, put it onto the trailer, take it back to my workshop, where I'm going to do water pump timing belt, check the tappets, a couple of core plugs, and then bring it back, pull out David's low oil pressure engine, drop in the hopefully good engine, and go from there. Really, it should be quite good. Naturally, all the spares are by Bearmach, because I totally believe in everything that they supply, really, and they still got everything on the shelf. I ordered it Monday morning, and it was in my hands Tuesday afternoon. So you cannot complain at that. And obviously you get the 3 years warranty on top, which is more peace of mind, really. So yeah, so it's about half an hour for me to get from my place down to James's, and it's just down the road from Super Pro, actually. So although sadly I don't need anything from Super Pro, hello to those guys. I've still got about 20 minutes drive, but once I get there I'll let you know what the lay of the land is and what we're going to be doing. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. So we're now at the workshop, everything's all nicely packed in. I have to leave the Discovery running because naturally the battery won't start it again, and I wanted to make sure it was running okay before we did anything. So it is a 94 car, quite nice. The body needs work, the chassis, it's okay, it's not too bad. But the main thing that we need is the engine. The owner of the car is still unsure whether he's going to rebuild it or not. But this engine's only a temporary engine. We will be putting it back into here. So yeah, we'll just carry on working. But I'll lift it up so we can have a good look underneath. It's also good to make sure that there's no funny noises and record it now, rather than later when we put it into the other car. If we hear any funny noises, we don't know if it's come from me putting it in or if it was there in the beginning, so we'll just listen. But it's very nice. The interior is lovely. The interior is very nice, and there's a lot of it. There's interiors from this car and the one that's behind it, but we don't talk about that one because it's a secret. I may tell you about it later. So let's get in there and have a look at what's underneath. So now we're underneath for a 200 TDI. It's not leaking too bad at all. We'll have a look at that. You can hear the lay shaft of the gearbox. That's okay. Everything seems to be not too bad. Naturally there is some surface corrosion, but it has been dry stored for the past number of years. Oh, the exhaust is blowing. Oh no. But I think it is just onion peeling off. Something that quick shot blast just to inspect all the damage, and it doesn't look too bad actually. I'm quite surprised. Certainly in its usual areas. The sills are shot, but we knew that anyway before we began. And it is just look slightly. Oh, there's no back box. No wonder it sounded nice. So now that that's done, I'll get it down, pull the toolbox in, and we'll start having a look at what we need to do, start disconnecting stuff, and hopefully this should be out soon. I'm not going to say it because it'll jinx it, but I'll catch up with you in a moment. So now we've got the toolbox in, we're all set up ready to rock and roll. First I'm going to drain the oil, we'll get that out of the way, and then we'll do the same with the coolant, and then we can get it down, start ripping out, I said ripping, start disconnecting everything that we need to disconnect. I'm going to leave the bonnet on for now, but when David arrives, we'll take the bonnet off so it's easier to pull the engine out. I'm going to take the radiator and the intercooler out, just because I don't want to risk damaging it. I just pull everything out of the way. For the sake of 10 minutes for me to take it out, it could potentially save quite a lot of money if I do cock it up. So yeah, let's take the oil out. I'm going to probably mess this up, but hey, in fact, I'm going to stop filming. So now all the oil is drained out and so is all the coolant. Now I'm going to leave the coolant bucket underneath to dry out. I'm now going to start attacking the engine side of it and start to disconnect everything that we don't need for the other engine, just so we can pluck this one out as quick as we can. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to do it against what everybody else thinks, but I'm doing it, not you. So yeah, I'm going to start disconnecting stuff and just working my way around, make sure everything's disconnected that I need to disconnect, so we can pluck it out and get it back to my workshop. It's going to take some time. I'll roll a time lapse, and if there's anything vaguely interesting, I'll let you know. So now you see I've got all the ancillaries out, the radiator's out, the alternator's out, the power steering pump is out of the way. It's electrically disconnected, the fuel is all disconnected as well. The only thing that's holding it in is the bolts into the bell housing, the engine mounts, and 2 water pipes at the back. The downpipe came off really easily, which I was very surprised at. I'm quite pleased about, because that can be a pain. Everything seems to be okay at the moment. I'm quite pleased with it. And then what I'm going to do now is lift it up, undo all the bolts underneath, and get them out of the way, and do as many as I can from underneath. The engine mount I can get from up here, and then it's just the ones on the back in between the bulkhead and the engine. They're going to be the ones who are going to be a pain in the backside. But we'll endeavour, and we'll just carry on going as we are. Catch me in a sec.
Very good. Interesting on there, David.
Yeah, go up. It's split already. installed the engines out. The JCB worked really well. That is a fantastic way. We had really good control over everything. Slight problem, I might have left a nut on, but hey, we found it luckily before anything drastic was happening. But yeah, got it out. Took 10 minutes to take it out, which is great. Obviously I'm up to the eyeballs in schmoo. Now I need to tidy up all my tools. I'm going to put the bonnet back on because we're going to move this car out and then put it back to roughly where it was parked beforehand. And then this is going to stay here for a little while until I've put that engine into Dave's car, and then we'll send this back to where it came from. Next plan is we're going to obviously tidy up, put this away, put the toolbox on the trailer, put the engine on the trailer as well, because I'm going to work on the engine back at home, back in my workshops, just so I've got everything I need available, and it saves me travelling to and from coming out here, when actually I can do it back there, get everything done, and I can still work on other stuff, because I think we're going to start cutting grass and baling and what have you. So this will now be sort of in between evenings and what have you. I'm going to work on this tonight, a bit later on, but I'm sure I'll probably put that into a separate video, because I'm going to do timing chain, water pump, a couple of the gaskets, a couple of the core plugs as well, and just things to try and sort of build in some reliability. So once the engine's in the new truck, that's it. We won't need to touch it for a while. So to that end, I'll end this video here, and I'll catch up with you some point in the future. But yeah, stay safe, take care, bye now.